Hello all, this is Skip from Skip's Messy Workbench, and I'm here at the bench. And I was not going to do another USACC update. I was just going to wait for the final thing, but I decided I'm going to. So here I am doing another update. Anyway, I've made, I think, quite a bit of progress on it since the last time. You could see here I have the interior floor area and cage and everything pretty much assembled. I still have to put the door panels on it yet, and then the dashboard, and I just mounted the steering wheel. Notice I cut the gauges out of it. I don't know if you could see that easily or not, but I cut the gauges out and pulled what would be the radio out of it. I can't see it on the camera here real clear, but I drilled out where some of the controls and stuff would be. So it's just a bare dash that's going to go in. And so this came out. I made my own shifter right here. I made my own shifter for it, and I'm using the racing pedals. So the seat and the racing pedals and the straps, the safety straps, that all came from MCV. So thank you, Matthew. And that worked out real nice. But I got to tell you, when you're an old guy like me, these racing the seat belts, the safety straps, they are a bugger. It took me almost 2 sittings here at the bench just to get all the stuff on them, the buckles and all that stuff on them. You know, they're not meant for older guys or older people, not just guys, but older people. Anyway, so that's that. That's the interior. Like I said, it's just a matter now of putting the side panel, the door panels on, and the mounting the dash. So that's not a big deal there. The next thing is that I did get the engine mounted in to the frame. In fact, if you see the transmission move a little bit, the glue is not fully set yet, and I actually had it up on that to keep it up off the ground. So that is the Slant 6 Hemi. That came from VCG Resins, and I really like that engine. That's a really cool engine. There's not going to be a lot of room in the engine bay or in the engine compartment after this sits in there, so we'll see whether I still have to do some chopping on the body to get that thing to fit properly, but it's there. Let me see if I can flip this. Oh, I mounted the fuel cell in the trunk. Now I've got some straps that I'm going to be putting on this. They're in paint right now, and it's just some bus wire, some wire that I painted. That I just painted like a doll. In fact, I got to put another coat on them because it's coming off. But it's just like a flat aluminum. So anyway, that'll be there. I did get the. Let me hold that in there. I painted the. I had to extend the drive shaft on this. The drive shaft was too short, so I had to cut it and put a piece in there. I got the rear shocks mounted. I did the leaf springs here in Vallejo magnesium, and I did the differential in Vallejo steel, just to give it some contrast. Did the shocks with white and chrome on those, so that's on its way. That's going to be. I think it's going to work out really well. This should sit in there. I got to watch because I just glued that seat in, but that should sit in there fairly nicely, just like that. I still got the coil wire that's there because the coil is going to get mounted up on the firewall. So that's that part of it. Let me get this out of the way. I did the tires up. I'm using, come here. So these tires also come from MCV. These are the Hoosiers. I forget the number from MCV, but they are Hoosiers. And these are the wheels, the rims or the wheels that came with it. These are really neat. I got some dirtying to do on them yet. I started doing it just using some Tamiya pastels, but I want to get a little bit more dirt on, some more clay looking, because this is a dirt track and most of the surfaces are clay. So I'm still not done with just the dirtying up. Same with the wheels inside. I did get a wider tire for the left inside than I had the last time I had the video. This one works out a whole lot better. It actually came out of another set of tires that I got at MCV, and I'm sorry, I don't remember what set it was. At this point it doesn't matter, but that works out much better than the one I had on the last video that I showed. So they're ready. Other than dirtying up, they're ready to go. I did the body. Let's see if I can get this in here. Get that out of the way. I did the body in a blend of paint that I mixed myself. And I wanted to do the body in burgundy. And that's the closest I was able to mix to burgundy, but I think it came out really well. And then I did the netting in flat black, but again, this is going to get dirtied up. I didn't fuss with the paint too much, although for me it's not too bad because I'm not the best painter in the world, but it actually came out pretty good. What this is, and it's funny because I couldn't find a real burgundy color. So I did find it in Mission Models, and I ordered it off of eBay. And Mission Models are fine. Model paint is fine. I don't particularly care for it much, but it's fine. But I did find a burgundy. So I'm here in eastern Pennsylvania, central. I'm in the Lehigh Valley area of Pennsylvania in Northampton County, and the last 2 weeks, I would say, we've been in and out of some major cold snaps. I'm talking single digits at night, teens during the day. Had some ice and snow. In fact, this morning I was outside about an hour and a half or so chopping ice and cleaning up ice from a storm we had yesterday, which was just all ice. We had about an inch of ice on the sidewalks. But anyway, so I got the burgundy from them, and I had done some test spoons on it. And when I shot the burgundy from Mission, now with Mission model paints, if you don't know, you really do need to use all the other products from Mission. I did the research on that, and their primers and their thinners and everything. There's a chemical reaction that goes on that their paints need to really work well. Anyway, I went to shoot the test spoon with the burgundy, and the color was clear. But it wasn't coming out of the bottle. And so I cleaned my airbrush out real good again, and I tried it again, and I just couldn't get the color. It would shoot clear. Not totally clear, like a real light pink. And then it hit me what might have happened, because the day they delivered it, it had to be like 8 degrees. And I have a feeling the paint had froze, or at least was really close to freezing. I don't know that paint freezes, but it was probably slushy at one point. And I didn't paint the same day. I gave it, several days, and I had it warm. So I think the chemistry broke down just from the cold, but that's okay. I'm actually more pleased with this. This is Tamiya paint, and what I did was I used the Tamiya X7 red. I used the Tamiya X4 blue and the Tamiya X8 lemon yellow, and I used a ratio of 10 parts red to 1 part blue to 3 parts yellow, and that's what gave me that burgundy. I did research online to find out what colors make burgundy, and it was the primary colors of red, blue, and yellow, but the ratios that I found online didn't give me what I wanted. So I just played around with the ratios until I got the burgundy color that I wanted. And actually, I like this, and too bad I'm going to be dirtying this up fairly well. I mean, I'm going to probably, if I have time, I want to get some mud on here. You know, again, we're on a dirt track, and you know they're usually pretty wet, at least at the start of the races. So that's that. I just mounted the firewall in today. And then the other thing was I wanted to put some screen, I want to put a screen here, there, and also instead of the bumper and the grill, there's going to be a screen on the front. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do for a screen? I've been to the hobby shop, I looked around all over the place, I looked through the train section and, you know, the car sections and stuff, and I just couldn't find anything that I wanted. They had a lot of cyclone fence, but I don't want cyclone fencing up there. And I even thought about making my own fencing. I have some wire. Let me get this out of the way before it really. I have wire that I thought, okay, you know what? This is I don't know, 26 gauge titanium colored wire, and I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll make my own. And I even made a grid for it, for doing it, which I think was like 2mm spacing by 4mm. But anyway, as I looked at it, it's like, am I crazy? Am I out of my mind? I'm not going to do that. So then I thought, you know what? How about I went to the hardware store too, and I'm looking around Home Depot, I'm looking around Lowe's. What could I use for screening? And then it hit me. How about if I use the storm door or the storm window patch kit? And I bought some, actually I bought it online, and that's what that looks like. Now that's just I just cut a rough sample out and stuck it on this paper. It's one side is sticky, so it's, you know, it'll stick right onto the body, and the squares, the holes in there are 1mm by 1mm, which in scale, in 1/25th scale, is about an inch. It's about by 0.978 inches. So it's about an inch. And that's about what I was looking for. You know, anywhere from an inch to an inch and a quarter opening. And that's going to go just on the, that'll just go up there for the windshield. Many of us drivers, when we were up there, I didn't drive, but I, you know, worked on cars, and many of us just did the screen because we didn't want the glass in there. And then we also just did the screening on the front. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for that. I'm in the process of making my own exhausts. It won't have mufflers on it because we didn't run mufflers. So I took some solder and, excuse me, I got it back here. So I took some solder and bent it to the right angle so that I can get it into the exhaust port on the turbo, and that'll fish down through. And it's not going to be that long, because I'm going to have to do a little bending on it yet and cutting. So that's going to work out, I'm sure, just fine. So other than that, I'm pretty much on my way. I'm hoping I'm going to make that deadline. I think it was May 16th. 16th, or May. There we go, wishful thinking again. I think it was March 16th, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I'm on schedule. I think I should have it just about ready. Even if I don't get it as dirtied up as I'd like to get it, because I want to make some mud. And I do the mud just by getting some actual dirt and mixing some white glue and some, you know, brown and stuff paints with it, and making a mud and just daubing it onto, and I find that works really, really well. But right now, outside our ground is so froze, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get some dirt. So, although if I sweep my cellar floor up here, I'll be able to get some dirt, but I won't be able to get any ground. I'm hoping it gets a little warmer this week, so I can at least get a little spadeful. So anyway, I'm rambling on. So that's where I'm at on this build, and for sure now the next time you see me, oh, there was another thing I did, if I can find it. I've got the battery kit. I think these came from VCG. Oh, these little seatbelt things are all over the place. I think this came from VCG, I'm not sure. But I got the Mopar battery kit. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a room to mount it. I may end up having to mount it on the interior. But I did make a tray for it. I know Model Car, I think Model Car Garage used to make a Delco battery set with the tray and stuff, and apparently they don't have it anymore, at least I didn't find it. But I made my own tray, just some styrene, and paint it, and the battery will sit right in there like that. And then I drilled some small holes. I'll put some wire to show the clamps, the tie-down clamps on it. So, you know, I'm getting there, and I should be ready for this thing. I've been working on it quite a bit lately because the weather, like I said, has been so cold here. It's just, you can't hardly be outside. At least me. I'm sensitive to cold to begin with. Anyway, so that's enough for now. So I just wanted to do this little quickie update and let people know where I'm at. Oh, I'm sorry. I am going to be making my own decals, and I did them in GIMP. I did not print them yet, but I'll put in, I guess in this area right here, I'll put a photograph of this body with the number, with a number on the door at least. But I'm going to make my own decals for it. It's real simple. I got a color laser and just some water slide blank paper. So anyway, hey, that's it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, smack that subscribe button. Ring that bell so you get notifications. I don't release a lot of videos. I try to do one, or I try to do at least 2 a month. I don't always make that, but anyway, I don't bug you a lot with videos. And so smack that subscribe button, give a thumbs up, smack that like button. It really does help the not just me, but it helps the whole model building community, because it shows YouTube, and I'm also on Rumble. I mirror my YouTube site on Rumble. It also shows them that, you know what, they need to show these more, and it could bring in more people into the hobby. I've seen a growth in the hobby just since I got back into it about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, now that I'm retired. So anyway, again, thank you all. Thank you for watching. Thanks to my subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Just thank you for everything. I really appreciate everybody out there. This is a great community. I love all of you. I truly do. All right, so that's it, and I will see you for sure for the closeout of the USACC build. And I've got some other things I got in my noodle that I want to do. So I may come in between in that, but I got to clean this messy bench up before I start anything, because I have next to no room, and I've got a lot of Rube Goldbergs going on from time to time. Anyway, talk to you all later. See yous. Bye.